Hey everyone, welcome to Abode of Learning. In today's video, I'm going to explain levy of tax. Under that, I'm going to explain supply. Now, before understanding supply, I want to ask a very simple question. When is GST levied, or when does GST come into picture? GST comes into picture when there is a supply or a sale of goods or services or both. Means when there is a taxable event, and that taxable event is either supply of goods or services or both. If there is no supply of goods or no supply of services, then there is no point of levying GST, because there is no taxable event happening there. So taxable event is either supply of goods or services or both. So yeah, understanding this is really important. Now, scope of supply. In the previous video, I have explained you or have told you that GST is a tax which is levied on supply of goods or services or both, except alcoholic liquor for human consumption and petroleum products. That means alcoholic liquor for human consumption of petroleum products, this does not come under the purview of GST, or this not covered under GST. Anything else apart from these, any supply of goods or services, anything else apart from these two or these things will be under GST, and GST has to be charged on those kind of supplies. What is meant by goods? I have divided the actual definition of goods under GST into three parts. Every kind of movable property. Every kind of movable property means what qualifies as movable. Anything which can be taken from point A to point B will be called as or qualify as movable property. So, sale of building or sale of a land does not qualify as sale of any good or supply of good, because it is not transferable from one place to another. Now, other than money and security, money means any Indian currency or foreign currency or check, all of these, and securities means share of listed companies. These won't be known as or qualify as goods. The third point is includes actionable claims, growing crops, grass and things attached to or forming part of the land which are agreed to be severed before supply or under a contract of supply. Actionable claims under GST are of three types. Either they are lottery, betting or gambling. Anything other than these three won't be known as actionable claims under GST or supply of goods under GST. So it has to be either a betting or gambling or lottery. Now, growing crops, grass, things attached to or forming part of the land. What does this mean? See, these crops, grass, all are attached to land. Yeah, these are coming out of land. So they are basically attached to earth. So when this is attached to earth, it is immovable. You can't take it from one place to another like that. You have to cut it out. So there is a contract between an owner and a buyer to cut this out, and after cutting that out, that becomes a movable property. Up until then, it will be an immovable property. What is meant by services? Anything other than goods, money and securities. I have already explained what qualifies to be known as goods. So those goods, money and securities won't be qualified to be known as services. So anything other than these and includes activities relating to the use of money or its conversion by cash or by any other mode from one form, currency or denomination to another form, currency or denomination for which a separate consideration is charged. I'll give you a very simple example. You have, let's just say, some US dollars in your hand. You want it to get converted to Indian rupees. You are going to that exchange office and they are charging some amount for conversion, a separate amount for that conversion. Then that will be considered as a service that they are providing to you. A service that they are providing to you to convert your currency from one form to another, means one form of currency to another form of currency. Now, what is supply? So, supply includes supply for consideration in course or furtherance of business, importation of services for consideration whether or not in course or furtherance of business. Schedule 1, that is supply without consideration. Schedule 2, that is activities to be treated as goods or supply or of services. What does it exclude? Schedule 3, that is the negative list. Now these schedules I'll explain in the next video. The first two I'll be explaining in this video. Now, supply for consideration in course of business. Okay, there are different forms of supply. Let's go one by one. Sale. Sale means you are actually selling the ownership in a good that you own to another person for a payment. So that actually means sale. You are selling something that you own for money. Transfer means you are actually transferring the right in goods, means the right to use those goods to another person, but the ownership still stays with you. Barter system is basically exchanging something that you have with something that you want that another person has. For example, Mr. A has a pen, Mr. B has a pencil. They want they are exchanging both these things without the use of money. That's called as barter system. Exchange means mutually agree transfer of ownership of one thing for another. Let's just take one example. For example, you have an old phone. You are exchanging that old phone for a new phone. There is an exchange sale happening, and you are exchanging it. So here you are not exchanging that phone for money. You are exchanging that phone for another thing, which is not money. So that is exchange. Lease means lesser. I'll give you one example. Mr. A has a building and he is giving the right to use that building, that asset, to Mr. B for a period of 3 or 4 years. Okay, this is known as a lease. This is known as a lease agreement and a lease transaction. License means one person grants another the right to use an immovable property. Immovable property means any patent or any software, these kind of things. One person is granting or giving the right to use it to another person. He is not transferring the ownership. He is just giving that other person just the right to use it. Rental means, for example, you are taking a plot or a building or a flat or something like that on rent. Rent is a periodical payment on mostly on monthly basis. So that is known as rental. Disposal means selling of assets when the organization is closed down. Means, I'll give you one example. Mr. A is selling his business, means he's winding up his business. So when he's selling out whatever he owns, whatever that business owns, that is also a form of supply, and that form of supply is known as disposal. What is meant by consideration? Consideration simply means payment or any monetary value paid for exchange of goods or services or both, or for any forbearance of any act. In simple terms, you are paying some amount of money to another person when you are purchasing something or when you are availing some kind of service. That price is known as consideration. Now I'll explain what forbearance is with an example in couple of minutes. Now, this consideration excludes any kind of subsidy given by central or state government. Deposits will be considered as a payment. Deposits means you are paying something at first to that person, or so that amount, whether it will be considered as a consideration or a payment or not, will be dependent or will be decided by the supplier. The supplier applies or considers it as a payment or a consideration, then yes, it will be a payment and a consideration. Otherwise, it won't be a consideration. If that amount is refunded, it's not a consideration. So here are few examples to explain what consideration means. Example 1. Mr. A agrees to sell his business to Mr. B for following considerations. Selling price of the business is 5 lakhs and the amount paid to Mr. A to not carry out the business for 5 years is 2 lakhs. Now, you might say that the selling price of the business is 5 lakhs, so the consideration will be 5 lakhs, but no, it isn't like that. Here I'll explain what forbearance means. Forbearance means you are basically taking money here. Mr. A is taking money here to not carry out business. So this is an act of forbearance, means he is getting money to not carry out the business for the next couple of years. So that also includes that amount is also a part of consideration. So the total amount is 7 lakhs. Example 2 is Mr. A agrees to sell TV to Mr. B for 20,000. This is pretty simple to understand. Mr. A is selling one TV to Mr. B for an amount, and that amount is 20,000. So the consideration here is 20,000. Furtherance of business or in course of business. It simply means anything that is done in relation to business, or anything that is done or any activity which is an income generating or revenue generating normal activity of that business, or anything that is done to carry out that business. All of this will come under furtherance of business. Any activity that is done any of these activities that is done will be considered as an activity that is done in course of business. So here is an example. Mr. A buys a car for personal use and after using it for 2 years sells it. This activity does not come under business as the car was used by Mr. A for personal use and it is not sold in the course of business. This could be qualified as a activity that was done in course of business if he was using that car for business purpose. He was using it for personal reasons, for personal use. So that does not qualify as a transaction, means the sale of that car won't be considered as something that is done in course of business. Importation of services for consideration whether or not in course of furtherance of business. This can be understood in 4 easy and simple points. The first point is the heading goes as importation of services, means this is applicable only for supply of services and not for goods. So if you are importing any kind of supply of service, any kind of service from outside, then that will be qualified under this. Second point is provided for consideration. It has to be a transaction which is provided for money. It means they are providing you service and you are paying for it. So that means consideration. So that is consideration. Third one is it could be either in course of business or not. It could be something that you are availing for your business activity or as a part of business activity or not. It does not matter there. What matters there is it is applicable for supply of services. It is done for a consideration. It does not matter if it is done in course of business or not. Next point is the location of supplier and recipient. When is it considered as an import of goods or services or anything? When is it considered an import? It becomes an import when the location of the supplier is outside India, location of the recipient is in India, and the place of supply is in India. Place of supply means the place where this goods or services are consumed. So this applies only for services. It is done for consideration. It could be either for business or not, and the location of supplier will be outside India, recipient and place of supply will be inside India. So I guess you guys understood this point. That's it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. And yes, there are few more things that I have to explain about schedules. I'll do that in the next video. Also, share your views. Did you like it, or do you want me to make any kind of changes or anything like that? Please give me your feedback and suggestions. Also, follow me on my socials. The links are in the description below. So yeah, see you next time.